Is it? So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. See if someone came in a cab, would you ask them to take it off? Within the cab. You know, like Islamic dress. You know, if someone came in face covering in the cab, would you ask them to take it off? Really?
Yeah.
So if I came in an Islamic dress, in a burqa, around the cab, you would ask me to take it off? Not really.
I don't think that it was religious. Yeah, I think that's religious. I think that's religious.
So why is that? It's a protected characteristic, yeah?
No, it's not. I think, if you look at the policies as it were, and we respect each and individual.
Yeah.
Just like came in now, and if you like we say now, you record it.
I am, yeah.
You're not supposed to record me, man.
Oh, it's a public place, my friend. I'm going to record it.
But again, no, I'm not public. I'm not.
Oh, but we're in public though, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. We're in public. You guys are recording me right now.
No, I'm not recording.
There's CCTV everywhere, of course you are.
Well, that's it. But at the end of the day, but that's what it is.
What?
If, like you said just now, I mean, if somebody if he or she comes in, and I don't think that's proper, like religious, as it were, you know, just like somebody now, like a pope, not a pope, a Christian coming with all the other things. Also take this or take that. The nun. Exactly.
Right. But nuns don't have the face covered exactly. But
unless, for example, the Sikh came with this.
Yeah, that would not be right, would it?
Take off your top or something.
so why? So you don't know why I'm wearing this, yeah? Is what I'm saying.
If you told me just now, like I just said just now,
But you didn't ask me. You straight away.
Yeah, because normally that's what we do. Because when you come in like that, I think that's probably.
So what I'm saying is that you have openly said that if someone came in a turban, or if a nun came in her sort of dress, or an Islamic lady or man or whatever came in their dress, you wouldn't ask them to remove that.
Yeah,
now,
for instance,
let me finish, because you don't know why I'm wearing my face covering.
Yeah.
Okay?
I know people wear face covering.
Okay? But you don't know why I'm wearing my face covering, and you didn't ask why I was wearing a face covering. Yeah. You went straight to take it off.
Take it off.
Okay, but what you should have said is sorry, normally we don't like face coverings in the building. Can I just ask why you're wearing it? Just to clarify whether or not I fit into those policies, because you don't know why I'm wearing it.
Yeah, just for instance, now somebody coming with what you call it, a bike around and all that.
Yeah. A helmet, yeah.
The first thing, please could you take that off?
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
You know, that's what
The thing is because it's not the norm. Yeah. You know, like when someone religious comes in, you know, obviously you can tell someone like it's wearing a religious purpose, it's a Sikh person, like I said, or a nun or a Muslim person. We know it's a religious thing. Okay. But obviously, when someone comes with a face covering, we don't know.
Right. Let me ask you something else then.
It's not the norm for religious.
Okay.
You know,
let's move it away from religion then, okay? And let's just talk about if someone came in and they had an oxygen mask on their face, would you ask them to remove that?
With oxygen, no. That's
why not?
Medical.
Well, it's medical. Okay. Right.
You are not medical.
Sorry, you don't know that. Yeah. You don't know that.
But if you say oxygen, you don't know where any oxygen are you?
Pardon? No, an oxygen mask, right? But what I'm saying is, you don't know why I'm wearing my mask, and it could be for medical reasons, okay? And that's, I bring it back to the original point, is when I came in, you told me to remove it straight away, okay? And you didn't. So you didn't ask me why I was wearing it, and you should have asked me why I was wearing it. Because what I was saying is, if you'd asked me why I was wearing it, I might have been able to explain why I was wearing it, and you might have said, well, hold on, he does have a legitimate reason for wearing the mask, so therefore you wouldn't ask me to remove it.
Yeah, but I think sometimes you have to develop, is it medical? Medical.
Right. But you didn't ask.
Because we have no think on that.
Okay, so again, like, is Hammersmith and Fulham an inclusive council? Is it an inclusive borough? Is it? Right, okay. So you make accommodations for people, yeah? People that have disabilities, people that have different religious backgrounds and whatnot, okay? Again, you didn't ask me why I was wearing a mask. Now, I do have a legitimate reason why I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah,
you didn't ask me that.
When I do that, it's not up to you to say, oh, sorry.
Exactly.
If
you just say sorry, I understand you're doing our job, we're security.
Right.
The only reason why I'm wearing the mask is because of
X, Y, Z.
I don't. So the problem is that you're not consistent with that policy. Okay, you're not consistent with because you've openly said that if someone came in Islamic dress, or if someone came in Jewish dress or Christian dress or whatever, you wouldn't have said that to them.
No, the point again, it goes back to
if someone came in in an oxygen mask, you wouldn't have said that to them.
It goes back to what we said at first. As security, we've got to think on our feet.
Right.
You understand?
I understand.
We've got to think on our feet.
Of course, yeah.
We assess it or not.
Okay, but
I see you or whatever. Then, like my friend said, if you have to, oh, sorry, I've got this problem, or I've got this.
You didn't ask me, my friend. That's what I'm saying.
No, the point is this. There are times you ask, we ask. There are times we just look at it and say, look, able-bodied and all that was, and at the end of the day, say, you understand?
So why didn't you ask?
We have to think on our feet.
Why didn't you ask?
You understand? Yeah, like I said, I don't have to ask. When I say, you say, hang on a minute, I've got this, I've got that. In both ways.
Very contradictory what you're saying.
No, it's not contradictory.
Very contradictory.
It's not contradictory.
100%.
All I'm saying to you,
Right, come on.
when I come to you, you say, oh, I'm so sorry, I've got X, Y, Z. You understand? And I say, okay, sorry. If I'm not happy, I said, hang on a minute, please, let me speak to my manager. And that's how it works.
But you didn't ask me.
No,
and you're saying that you don't have to ask me.
What I said to you is this, when you come
but what I'm saying is, by doing that, hold on, no, listen to what I'm going to say. Okay, let me finish. Because you're not doing it for people in religious dress, regardless of the religion. Let me finish, because you keep interrupting me. You're not doing it for people in religious dress. So you're discriminating against me for a protected characteristic.
I will not.
You are discriminating against me, my friend. 100%. You're treating me different from other people. That is the definition of discrimination, based on something that is a protected characteristic. Because it's true.
I think that's wrong.
It's true. You've just don't believe it.
If you go to any establishment,
you need to understand what you're saying. Understand the language that you're using.
I don't understand what I'm saying. You say,
but you're not doing it for anyone else.
You're going into something that is so practical right now, which anybody would look at as it were. You understand?
But you're not doing it for anyone else.
The point is, we do it. Like I said, you've come in. You've come. Here's my manager, by the way.
Hello.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Could you please not record me?
No.
And it's recording, and I told you to record. But at the end of the day,
yes.
How can we help you?
So it's a completely different question. First and foremost, I would like not to be discriminated against for something that's a protected characteristic, just for coming to visit Hammersmith and Fulham Council.
You're welcome to come and visit.
I appreciate that.
We just don't allow recording in here.
That's not the issue at hand, first and foremost. The first issue at hand was the issue that I'm wearing a face covering. And I think that your two security personnel are lacking in sort of inclusivity training, because they seem to think it's okay to openly discriminate against people with sort of disabilities, other than people with, say, sort of religious beliefs that they might want to cover their faces for. So that's the first element of it. So, it's a very good question. I travel the country, visiting places of public interest. I like to sort of see what our tax money is being spent on. Specifically to council offices, I like to see what local opportunities and services are available.
Could you please not record me?
I can, it's part of my human rights, so unfortunately I'm not going to do that.
This is actually a public building.
Exactly, it's a public building.
We don't allow recording.
So you just sort of, it's an oxymoron, because it's a public building, so therefore I'm in a public place, so therefore I can sort of, the Human Rights Act applies, I can do whatever I want.
Filmed here in my workplace.
I appreciate that, but
stop filming me so that I can help you.
So again, I'm not going to film because it's part of my human rights. Okay, I have the right to gather.
Have you come here to get some help from the council?
I've explained that already. Again, like, it's my human right to gather and collect information and share it as I see fit. And that's currently what I'm doing. Okay. And I'm being harassed for wearing a mask, and now I'm being harassed because you said I've come into a public building.
I'm not harassing you.
I never said you were. I said I have been. Okay, and I've sort of, the other thing, you are the manager, yeah?
Of the building.
Of the building.
Yeah.
These gentlemen do have SIA licences.
Yeah,
do you understand that failure to adhere to the terms of your SIA licence is a criminal offence?
I'm not going to answer any more questions.
For him, he's trying to squeeze his licence out because he knows he's being caught. No. But by not having an SIA licence on public display, it's a criminal offence, punishable up to 6 months in prison. It's not in public. It's public display. It's public display, my friend.
Don't answer any more questions, okay? I've asked you the reason why you've come.
What's the issue with filming in here?
Because we don't allow it in this building.
Why?
Because we're here to help vulnerable people and residents that need our help.
But you are filming everyone.
And we don't want them. We do not want them to feel any more under pressure or upset for whatever reason they're coming here.
I'm not talking to any members of the public.
So we don't allow that here.
But you guys are filming everyone.
Yep, and there's signs here to say that it is for prevention of crime.
Right, okay. But regardless of why you're doing it, like the law that allows you guys, to be fair, your reason is irrelevant. Like the law that allows you to record everyone else is the same law that allows you to record you guys. So your policy, and in essence, is unlawful. It breaches my human rights.
Okay.
So you could be liable to a lawsuit for infringing on people's lawsuits. If you didn't want to be filmed, you shouldn't have approached me, first and foremost.
Because I manage the building.
I understand that.
I'm asking you not to film in the building.
I am going to film in the building. So again, if you don't like it, I suggest you would wind your neck in and maybe jog back off into work. That's freedom of expression. I can say whatever I want. I'm not being abusive. I find
that quite offensive.
Well, I think
you're telling me to wind my neck in. It's quite rude and offensive.
I find it very rude and offensive that I come to a public building. I find it very rude and offensive that I come to a public building and get harassed for wearing a mask.